Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon here today with an unboxing of the Joker amiibo. It just came out today in North America, and it looks really cool. I haven't done an amiibo unboxing video in a few years, so I would imagine most people probably don't even know that I used to do these, but I did used to unbox a bunch of amiibo, and Joker's just looks so cool. I really wanted to showcase it. So we're going to be taking a look at that to celebrate Joker's special day. I went and made some curry. Actually looks really good this time. I am not going to eat the curry while unboxing. That would be a mess and you'd just get messed up. But it's here in spirit. So we are going to take a look at him, and I thought maybe I'd also use the opportunity to give my thoughts on Persona 5 Royal. Because I had some requests to cover it, and I didn't really have enough to make a full video, but I thought now would be a good time to just kind of go over my brief thoughts of that. So I'm going to go eat my curry, and then we'll be back for Joker. Alright, I have returned from eating my curry. I can't hold a candle to Sojiro, but it was actually pretty good. I think I had a little too much curry powder, though. It was a little too spicy for Brandon. Brandon's not good with spicy food. Anyway, we have Joker. With possibly one of the coolest amiibo to date. I don't know if he's necessarily my favorite, but he does look really cool, looks really good, just looking at him in the package. Just looks so slick. Love the fire, much better than the ugly support sticks they used to do on amiibo. Yeah, he just looks so good. He's got all this detail on his jacket that you can see. Looking cool on the back of the box. He's beating up Samus. I'm just gonna assume that that's a stand-in for one of the robots in Okumura's palace, because beating up those robots is totally understandable. They deserve to be destroyed in their entirety, because that palace sucks. Anyway, let's go ahead and just get into this. Start opening him up. Sorry, Joker, gotta rip your face here. And here is the boy. He is freed. Morgana, if you would.
Ooh, looking cool, Joker.
All right. And it is indeed true. He is looking very cool. Like I said, just love the fire. It's even got like this silver here at the bottom, and it transitions up into the blue higher up. Just very good. They did increase the price of these amiibo compared to what they were way back during Smash 4's days, but the increase in quality is, in my opinion, pretty apparent. He's just looking much better than he probably would have if he had released back then. Like I said, you've got just like the folds in the fabric of his jacket. He's got his knife there. It's a little bent. Joker, come on, let's bend your knife back. There you go. You're not gonna cut anyone with a wibbly wobbly knife. You gotta stab him. Stab him, Joker. They even got the little buttons and this little thing on his jacket up here, the silver. And then you look at his face. His face looks pretty good. He's got that cocky smirk. He's got his mask, and he's got his floofy hair, which is why he's so relatable to me, because we both have floofy hair. Not really seeing any color bleed. Oh, well, okay, yeah, there's some actually. Right there, if my camera wants to focus, on his glove there, the black from his jacket bled onto his red gloves. So that's a little unfortunate. But other than that, I'm not seeing too much bad here. Very high quality amiibo. He's just got such a cool dynamic pose. Contrasting with Steve, who was just revealed yesterday. I'm just imagining the Steve amiibo. It's gonna be very bland looking. He's just standing there. I do wish, considering the new amiibo have a higher price, I wish they had done something more interesting with Steve. I get that it's kind of like in character for him to be just kind of this wooden blocky character who's just kind of standing there, but I think they could have given him like a pickaxe or his stake or something, just something a little more interesting and dynamic than just standing there, you know. But anyway, that's Steve. This is Joker. Joker is looking very slick right here. Love the fire as the support, like I said. And I said I'd mention P5 a little, or P5R a little bit. Overall, compared to the base game, I think it was really good. It made a lot of really small minor improvements, that a lot of them that I didn't necessarily even know that I wanted or anything. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head, and I'm drawing a blank. Now I feel silly because I was like, oh yeah, I made all these minor improvements, and then I can't think of any. The biggest one, or one of the bigger ones, was the changes to mementos. Made it just feel a bit more, or a bit less annoying to just be in there. They gave you ways to get like extra experience so that you had to spend less time grinding, or get more item drops so that you didn't have to grind items as much for like your thief tool crafting and stuff. That was really cool. Some other stuff that they added was the perks for your confidants. Some of those were reworked. Shinya's gun perk makes I don't know if it would be more or less useful actually, because you do get unlimited ammo in palaces now, which is, on the one hand, it's very convenient because you don't have to just save your guns skills for very late into a palace if you're doing it all in one run. But on the other hand, it also it kind of makes it like kind of easy to cheese things with when you just have so much gun. I kind of like the resource management aspect of it, but overall I think it was a positive change. And then you got like the Confidante Perks that were like let you immediately remove a status condition off of Joker. Very useful, especially if he get like stunned or something and you're just like, I can't move, and then he's dead and you have to restart the whole from your last save point. Overall, pretty good quality of life changes. The new location was really interesting, really fun. I loved going to play the darts there. The darts minigame was really cool. And the Tycoon minigame in the what's it called? The Thieves' Den. That was a lot of fun. I actually spent like a good 5 hours one morning just playing Tycoon on the hardest difficulty, and mostly losing, but it was a fun little mini game. One of the other really cool aspects was the new characters. I did not expect to like Kasumi. I felt like she was kind of just edging out all the other characters from kind of being part of the main focus. It was kind of just her and Joker in a lot of the advertising. So I felt like she was going to be kind of dominating the story, and they'd rework her to be like this key focal point. And they did to an extent, but I think they actually implemented her pretty well for the most part. And as a character, she's a really sweet character. I really liked her a lot. The other main new character was Dr. Maruki, who is really awesome. I absolutely adored him. And in fact, I'd say after Joker, because I've got a terrible, incurable case of protagonist kinning syndrome, Maruki was my second favorite character. He actually beats out like Sojiro and Futaba and Yoshida. Maruki is probably my favorite NPC. Just really love him. He's got a lot of stuff going on there. I don't want to go into too much because his backstory is actually really sad, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but he's probably my favorite character, and I absolutely adore him. The other new character that they added, Jose, for the Mementos missions, he's kind of just hanging around in Mementos. While I like his functionality, he's the one who lets you get increased experience and stuff. I didn't like him as a character. He didn't have a whole lot going on there, and they kind of teased some stuff for him, but they didn't really elaborate on it. So I feel like he was just a big missed opportunity. So that as far as characters and stuff go, that was that. The story, the added story aspect, they added some story to the main portion of the game that was in the original, and those added story elements were kind of nice. It was interesting to see them like bring in Dr. Maruki as a character to kind of provide counseling for the students. That was cool. And then some of the other altered story beats were interesting, and the added story beats were interesting. Mostly those were involving either Maruki or Kasumi to integrate them into the story. But they also like reworked Akechi's story somewhat, and they altered his confidant. And I was worried that it wouldn't be altered well, but I thought it ended up being pretty good, and it gave him some more interesting characterization between him and his dynamic with Joker. But then for the completely new story stuff in the third semester, that was really good. I liked the third story, or the third semester story arc a lot. I just wish it had been a little longer. It felt a little rushed, and like I can kind of understand why, but I wish they'd expanded it a little bit, especially because a lot of that is kind of taken up by mandatory story bits, so you don't have that much extra time to explore and interact with characters and stuff. I wish they had added a little bit more, or stretched it out a little bit longer, so you had a little more time to interact with the characters. I was very close to getting all the confidants done. I think I was only missing Haru, and I had her on like rank 8 or 9, so I almost got all the confidants maxed out in one run, which would have been really cool to do, but I ran out of time, unfortunately, because you have to spend time talking to each of your teammates on certain days to unlock stuff, and that was unfortunate. Overall, like I said, I think it was a huge step up for an already great game. Just a lot of little minor things, or a lot of little changes that were good, but there were a few things that I wish they hadn't changed, or I wish they had. As I mentioned, Okumura's Palace is the worst, and I wish they had just changed it a lot. They changed it a little, but I don't think it was enough to make up for just how terrible that place is. In particular, the airlock puzzle at the end is just so obnoxious and drawn out, and one of the airlocks you need to go through to proceed, the camera turns when you go down like that hallway, and it turns at a weird angle, and it makes it easy to overlook that. I actually ran around it like 5 times trying to find it because it was on my map, and I was like, I've got to go to that airlock, and I kept walking right past it and getting confused. I was like, so yeah, just delete Okumura's Palace from the game. Probably make the game perfect, honestly. The other thing was, I didn't like in the beginning they kind of forced Kasumi into the intro sequence, and I didn't like that part. In minor spoilers here, like 3, 2, 1. In the beginning, when you enter the palace and Kasumi pops up to save Joker, I hate that part, because to me that intro section is supposed to establish Joker and the thieves as these super cool and confident and very, like, they're very skilled at what they're doing here, characters, and that's what makes the fall at the end of that like tutorial segment so like effective. Is like, it wasn't because they messed up necessarily, it was because they had a traitor. And but then when you force Kasumi into that and you get ambushed by shadows and Kasumi pops in to save the day, Deus Ex Machina, it feels really bad because now it leaves you questioning, well, are these characters actually really all that good at what they're doing? Are they actually smart? And the answer is yes, actually, because it was all planned. But the whole thing where they mess up is planned. But the part with Kasumi makes you wonder, are they though? Because, like, well, Joker just got himself into trouble, and then immediately after he gets ambushed by the police, and you don't know that it was intentional there. So now it just looks like he messed up twice in a row, so he looks kind of stupid. And it also reflects poorly on the rest of the Phantom Thieves, particularly Futaba, because she's the one navigating, and she's the one who's like, oh, there's enemies up ahead, take this alternate route, and then you get ambushed by the shadows, and so now she looks stupid as a navigator, and I just really hate that segment. I absolutely despise that segment. I wish they had not included that. Kasumi really didn't even need to be there at all, in my opinion. I know they wanted to establish her and set her up, since she's new to the game and everything. But I just don't think she added anything there, and in fact, I think that she detracted from part of what made that opening segment so brilliant. So, that's just my opinion, but yeah, rant over. You can, if you were watching for spoilers, you can look back now. Yeah, so overall though, I don't think that any of the changes that were negative to P5R were really that bad. I do think it is definitely the definitive version of Persona 5. I mean, like, obviously that's the case, but I would recommend it over playing vanilla if you can, like, stomach spending like the 40 extra bucks to get it. But if not, then I don't think that you're really missing out on too much getting it, like, for $20 on sale or whatever, the base game. I think that one is still fantastic. It's just a lot of cool quality of life changes and the added story. But it's a little hard for me to recommend the full, like, those for like 40 extra bucks. If you're like a Persona diehard, you probably got it, but and if you're like really interested in it, then yeah, I'd recommend picking it up. But otherwise, if you're just kind of casually interested in it, then just picking up the base version for cheap, you're not going to be missing out on too much, in my opinion. So yeah, those are just kind of my really not so quick. This ended up rambling on a lot longer than I expected to. Those are my quick thoughts on Persona 5 Royal, and a closer look at this awesome Joker amiibo. Sorry for talking so much, guys. I'm really bad about that. I always talk too much. I'm really sorry. Don't be angry. But I just like to talk about things that I'm really interested in. And I like to talk about amiibo because they're so cool. I love them. They look so awesome, especially Joker. He's like one of the coolest looking ones. Maybe the coolest of the Smash line. I have my hopes set really high for Byleth. I know Byleth probably won't look as cool like with the fire and everything, but I hope they make the Sword of the Creator just look so awesome. Byleth, you rock. So anyway, that's the Joker amiibo. That's me rambling about P5R. If you guys really enjoyed this, I also have the Hero amiibo. I could open that if you guys are curious, and I could talk about Dragon Quest a little bit. I don't have as big of an experience with Dragon Quest, in particularly 11, which is the one this hero is based off of. I'm much more familiar with Dragon Quest 8, but I did play the Dragon Quest 11 demo, and I could probably ramble on about that for a little bit if you guys were really curious. But if not, then that's cool too. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. Until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brayden and Joker, signing out.